and welcome to round 4 of the NGK F1 Powerboat Championship, Three Rivers Regatta in Pittsburgh. Now this is the 41st running of this event, and it's one of the oldest and most prestigious F1 boat venues there is. Before we head to round 4 in Pittsburgh, let's look back now at the highlights of round 3 in Nashville.
Good fight down that straightaway.
Here comes Foster up the inside again. He's got it nice and loose.
The Toyota Thunder on the Cumberland. Red flag is out. Oh, Foster buries the front of the boat. Taking the victory is Mark Profit.
So then, with 3 rounds gone, Ashton Rinker holds a 7.5-point lead over Tracy Hawkins. Spencer Love very much in the hunt, as is Wesley Cheatham. Then it's Greg Foster, Dustin Terry. Further down, Ruben Stafford, Travis Yates still in the top 10. And further down, John Edge, Fred Fuhr, and Mark Croker. Now, the man on a mission to stay in the hunt this week is number 24, Spencer Love of Thousand Oaks, California. Currently 3rd overall in just his 2nd season.
At this point, just got to try and win all the races, and that's about all I can do. Last year, I think I finished 7th in the series, and, you know, if I could finish up towards the front, top 3, I'd be pretty happy. I mean, obviously, we all want to win, but it's my 2nd year out here. I mean, it's been a good year.
It's no surprise to see the Rinker name leading the way this season, but now it's Ashton continuing the family legacy.
Clinching this title would be huge. It's a big stepping stone for myself personally. And actually, you know, letting my dad know that I'm going to carry on this Rinker Racing name with my crew chief, James Chambers.
Just as determined as any Texan could be is Tracy Hawkins, 2nd overall.
Hopefully, I can take over the lead from Ashton. I don't know, you know, we're running 2nd in our points right now, so we hope to come down and put on a good show for everybody. I've been doing this 40 years. I've never won the big championship. I've won other circuit championships, and this is the big one. This is the closest I've ever been. My crew, they're doing a great job. We're staying on top of our game. It would be a dream come true.
So the contenders are ready, and so is the packed Pittsburgh crowd, excited to see another classic Three Rivers Regatta. Coming up, a thrilling heat and final, we take a closer look at this Three Rivers course. Join us after this.
NGK F1 Powerboat Championship on CBS Sports Network is sponsored by TireRack.com. Revolutionizing tire buying since 1979. By Motor Trend On Demand. Visit MotorTrendOnDemand.com. Start your free trial today. And by NGK Spark Plugs, the ignition specialists.
Welcome back to the city of Pittsburgh and the 41st running of the Three Rivers Regatta. Now, this unique location not only features the confluence of 3 rivers, there are seawalls and bridges causing uplift, and it all makes for a very challenging and unique set of conditions. Here's Ralph Shaheen to take us through the course.
Of course, here in Pittsburgh, there's 3 rivers, right? The Allegheny, the Monongahela, and the Ohio. Our 1-mile racetrack sits on the Allegheny, and it goes under the bridge and has 4 left-hand turns.
The conditions, the water's so sloppy with the bouncing off the bulkheads, the currents, all play a part.
Not only do we have to combat with the seawalls, we have to combat with the bridge itself. When you pass under that bridge, it seems to be an updraft there. So when you come out of that turn down at the far end, say turn 3, you probably run about 100 yards, and then you feel this updraft right when you get underneath that bridge, and it wants to lift the front of the boat. So therefore, we got to kind of be mindful of that before we get to that point in the track.
With my experience here, I know that you have to free the boat up, and what I mean by that is actually get the boat on top of the water and those rollers. When you're able to do that, you can really make the boat fly and actually turn a lot better than you could think in rough water.
As you go through the bridge, the position of the boat does change. As we've done more and more laps, you kind of get used to it and you know where to set the trim as you're making those approaches through. The course gets rough with water bouncing off of that bulkhead, but it's just a matter of dropping the motor down and making good decisions while it gets rough.
I like the rougher water. I got a good setup for it, a good prop. It kind of pops the tail and gets out of the water a little bit, and you know, just kind of hovers over the top of it a little bit. A lot of the other guys, they're trying to ride on the tail and, you know, stick a nose up in there, and it's harder for some of them to get over it. I'm fairly comfortable in the rough water. Just if we can get everything to stay together, it's good for us.
Boat setup is where it starts. There's really not too much we can do in there. Just we're strapped in and got a full Hans device on our neck, and just try and bounce through it as smooth as we can.
Many of us will sit on a gel pad. In the capsule itself, it has foam on both sides. Some run thicker foam than others. Some of us run a Hans device to keep our neck from pushing forward. But for the most part, the sides, we have foam on each side of the capsule that'll prevent our heads. But you kind of just have to deal with it. You just run it as hard as you can, but you know your limitations.
The main thing is keeping your visibility and keeping your vision on the course the right way. The boat just rocks back and forth real violently, so it tends to blur your vision a little bit. It makes it hard to spot as you're chasing somebody, so you just want to try to keep your mind calm, and you get beat up, but your adrenaline's pumping, so you don't really feel much of that.
It's a lot of jerking around. We wear neck braces, but your head's still bouncing and hitting the sides of the boat. Jars you. A lot of guys wear mouthpieces. I don't, but I should have. I have one in the boat with me.
Actually changing my diet and working out just like any other sport, motocross, NASCAR. You are sweating in there, you're beating your body up, but just paying attention to my crew and my ears and doing what they say is my conditioning that's going to help me through this course.
So the scene is set, the competitors are strapping in, and the crowd is ready for some camel-popping Pittsburgh aqua power. We'll take a short break and get down to the action after this. Welcome back to round 4 of the NGK Spark Plugs Formula One Powerboat Championship from the Three Rivers Regatta in Pittsburgh. So as you can see, these three famous Ohio rivers come together for this unique racing venue, but do our competitors know exactly what they're racing on? We sent Ralph out to find out.
So you're running the three rivers. Can you name them?
No.
Good one.
Let's see, there's three rivers here. Can you name them?
You know what? No, I can't. Just Three Rivers Regatta is what we call it.
So there's three rivers here. Can you name them?
The Allegheny, the Schmallegheny, and the Pallegheny.
You know, there's three rivers here that form the three rivers around Pittsburgh. Can you name them?
I can't name any of them. Greg Foster named them all off the other day, though. I was pretty impressed he knew them because he's from California also.
You know, there's three rivers right here. Can you name all three of them?
I cannot. I've named two of them probably. Ohio and Allegheny, and I can't remember the other one. I'm drawing a blank.
You know, there's three rivers here. Can you name all three?
Allegheny, that's all I need to know.
As long as there's water, fuel in the tanks, and an expectant crowd, it just doesn't matter. Let's get down to the action now with Tim Seabold and Ralph Shaheen.
Ready to go with Heat 3 here at the EQT Three Rivers Regatta. Here we go.
Dustin Terry in the second spot gets a great jump on Spencer Love.
That's that white and green boat. Right there, the 0-3.
Pulls past Johnny Fleming going to the first turn. What a fantastic start. Water's looking nice and smooth right now, but it doesn't take long to change here on the Allegheny.
It is as good as it's gonna get with those seawalls, and then right here under the bridge, it really gets sketchy with the airflow over and especially underneath these boats.
It sure does. Every time you go underneath the bridge, there's an uplift, and you've got to compensate for it with the trim.
Good look at Dustin Terry fighting for the lead here.
Yeah, that's Mike Makis, one of our rookies on the outside, number 85, the black boat, and he's having a great run. Just took over the lead.
Makis powering away on the outside now, but look at how good Terry is underneath. Here's the bridge, and it's right about there where things get a little sketchy and you can see the boat moving around.
They move all over the place here. The Allegheny gets nice and rough, but you can see the pack is coming up on them.
On board, Terry with company on the outside. Here comes the 96 of Fred Durr giving him a battle.
And there goes Foster on the inside.
A pair of yellow boats right around Dustin Terry. They will now squabble over second.
Everybody's chasing Mike Makis right now. He's running fantastic in the rough water.
Makis is pulled away from these two right here, but this is the best battle on the Allegheny right now as you take a look from high above as the race goes on just along the shore of downtown Pittsburgh.
There goes Greg Foster. He's just going around the outside on Mike. And you know, Greg is no stranger to this place. He has been here and won the last 2 years in a row.
Foster in that yellow 53.
Pulling down the front straightaway. This is where it really gets rough because the Ohio River just keeps that rough water right in the turn.
Last lap here for Heat 3. Foster out front now and looking solid. As rough as this water is, that boat nice and planted on the water.
Well, you see a veteran driver making veteran moves out there in the rough water. Really separates the younger guys from the veterans with all the experience.
Talking to the different drivers, they all have a different approach to how they want their boat to handle on this water, but you got to get that nose up and out of it and try to ride over the top.
You got to get up on top. That's the only way that you can survive here.
Checkered flag, and Foster takes the win here in Heat 3. Makis did a great job. Mike will finish in second place. But Foster will go into the main event here on the Allegheny with all the momentum as we head towards the final.
Well, Ashton Rinker made his way up through the pack as well because he had to start at the back because he had won our first two heat races.
So Foster carries all the momentum into the main event.
So confirmation of the result. Greg Foster with the win over Mike Makis, Fred Durr in third place. Then the contenders, Ashton Rinker fourth, Tracy Hawkins fifth, and Spencer Love in sixth place.
Well, the Formula Lights were a big part of the EQT Three Rivers Regatta here in Pittsburgh. That's Heinz Field, home of the Pittsburgh Steelers in the background as the racing got underway. They ran a shorter course here, Tim.
They do. These are 70, 75 mile an hour machines, 14 foot long, and I tell you, the rough water makes them a handful.
Took a toll on some of the drivers and some of the boats. Austin Cheatham, boy, he was a class of the field on this day.
He was. Jeremiah Mayo had some motor problems in the final, but Austin did a great job, got his first win.
Cheatham in that red and white number 40, the fifth generation driver. That family's been a part of boat racing for years.
Another guy that's been around for a while, Steve Merleau, got second.
And you saw Kelly Ireland have some issues, but she still finished third.
Plenty more Pittsburgh Powerboat pandemonium coming up as we bring you the F1 final after this short break.
NGK F1 Powerboat Championship on CBS Sports Network is sponsored by TireRack.com, revolutionizing tire buying since 1979. By Motor Trend On Demand. Visit MotorTrendOnDemand.com. Start your free trial today. And by NGK Spark Plugs, the ignition specialists.
Welcome back to the NGK Spark Plugs Formula One Powerboat Championship from Pittsburgh. Now, before we head to the start, let's take a look at the lineup. And it sees Ashton Rinker on pole position, then Greg Foster, Rusty Wyatt, Wesley Cheatham, and Tracy Hawkins in fifth place. And then a little further down, Mike Makis with work to do, Ruben Stafford in the top 10, as is Johnny Fleming. Dave McMurray in 11th place, John Edge, Tim Kraft, Dustin Terry, Spencer Love with work to do from 16th. Let's head down once again to Tim Sebold and Ralph Shaheen.
Well, this is going to be a great main event here at the EQT Three Rivers Regatta in Pittsburgh. We're underway racing on the Allegheny River.
Ashton Rinker gets a heck of a good start from pole with Greg Foster and Rusty Wyatt right on his hip.
Look at the front end of these boats going sky high as they've got smooth water for now.
That's right. You know, I've had a love-hate relationship with this place. Crashed here a couple times. It'll get rough.
That's what you tend to hear from just about everybody. The only guy that likes it is the guy that's at the top step of the podium when the racing is done. And right now it's Ashton Rinker making a bid to be that driver because he's out front. And Tim, it looks like he's opened up a pretty good lead.
He has for the first lap. I mean, he is streaking across the water today and has the boat set up perfect.
One of the things I heard from a lot of the racers talking to him in the pit area was they want to get out front because they know everybody's going to struggle. And if you can put up a good lead, then you got a huge advantage.
Yeah, you want that smooth water so you can stretch it out. Oh, look at Fred Durr.
A huge crash for Durr in the opening stages here in Pittsburgh. That's going to bring out the red flag right away as the safety crew attends to him. Boy, he just got a little loose. That rough water got the best of his boat.
Sure does. You can see the boat skipping sideways, and these tunnel boats don't like that. So as soon as they catch, they're going over and barrel rolling.
Great to be able to report that he is okay. Just that rear cover coming off the boat as we get set to go again. Rinker had such a great start, and he's squirting away already in the number 20.
Oh, man, look at Rusty Wyatt. He's coming up from the third position, and I think he's got Foster.
He does. There you see Wyatt. And then Foster, the winner of heat number 3, behind him. And look at Johnny Fleming's red number 9.
Johnny's got it rolling on the outside, passes Wesley Cheatham, who's staying buoy to buoy.
Foster did a great job in heat number 3 of getting to the front. He's going to try to catch this guy, Ashton Rinker, who's looking to power away, and you can see how tight that cockpit is.
Yeah, you know, your head's bouncing from side to side, so it's your body strapped in, but you got to hold on to your arms, legs, and head.
This is going to be one of the races that's the roughest on the drivers physically inside that cockpit. Not just the heat, but how much they're getting bounced around.
Wesley Cheatham and Johnny Fleming having a heck of a run.
Now is when things are really going to start to churn. You see those seawalls on both sides of the course. That water has nowhere to go to dissipate the waves. And then the Ohio at the far end makes it even worse as Hawkins gets past. This is a huge blow to his championship hopes.
Sure is. He was only 7 points behind, and he's off this weekend. He's already getting lapped by the leader.
Not sure what the problem is with Hawkins, but no problems for that red and silver machine.
Well, Foster's coming up the inside, and they're getting caught behind some traffic.
Good battle for second place as Wyatt tries to fend him off for now.
Foster's looking inside. He's looking outside, trying to find some smooth water so he can get by Rusty.
Wow, look at Wyatt as they catch up to some of the traffic. Wyatt on the inside here. Here come the buoys.
Goes past David McMurray and Travis Yates. Foster gets held up on the outside. Little breathing room for him.
No problems here. Look at Rinker's machine. Oh, that was a little sketchy.
Hey, even when you have it set up, if you're going to win here, you're going to have to take a few chances. And you see it right there.
Rinker, 32 years of age. White flag is out. Coming down to the end of this one. Rinker really wanted to make a statement here in Pittsburgh, and I think he's done it here today.
Well, he's making a great statement at the great time of year because we're in the second half of the season, and he hasn't won a race yet.
Just crossing over the halfway point of the 2018 championship season for the NGK F1 Powerboat Championship, and even though Rinker's boat is dancing on the top of the waters, he might be dancing in victory lane here today.
He is definitely going to be doing a victory lap and a dance because first win of the year, and he stretches the points out.
One of the most confident racers in the field, taking the checkered flag here today at the EQT Three Rivers Regatta. Ashton Rinker takes care of the bagel in the win column here this afternoon.
Oh, he's got that Rinker racing boat just set up perfect for this rough water.
And he's going to get out and celebrate with the great fans. Oh, he's going to put on more of a show here today. Well, we thought we might get a dance, and we did.
So a great win then for Ashton Rinker, and he gets 150 points. Rusty Wyatt takes 138, and Greg Foster third with 129.
It was a phenomenal weekend. I want to come back to Pittsburgh. I can't thank anybody else except NGK, Tim Seabold Sports, all the sponsors that are running with the series, Rinker Racing and Lickety Split getting us to the front. And this one is for my Aunt Lori. She's not here, but this one's definitely for her.
So with 4 rounds gone, Ashton Rinker gets over the 1,000 point mark. Tracy Hawkins still in the hunt with 884. Then Wesley Cheatham in third place with 811. And Greg Foster still very much in the hunt with 805. Spencer Love, Johnny Fleming, Dustin Terry, and Ruben Stafford round out the top 8. That's it for all the highlights from Pittsburgh. We'll be back next time with round 5 from Springfield in Ohio. For Tim Seabold, Ralph Shaheen, and the entire crew, I'm Jonathan Green. This has been a presentation of the CBS Sports Network, 24-hour home of CBS Sports.